Hey guys, Drifter here. Welcome to Black Ops 2 In Depth. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the Guardian Scorestreak. We're going to be talking about its health, its damage, its range, its shape, how fast it kills you, and easy ways to counter the Guardian. The gameplay that you're seeing right now is me using the silenced 870 MCS on Vertigo, which is my new favorite class for that particular map, and I'm doing this in an open lobby full of subscribers that came in from Twitter, and our goal is to put as many Guardians on the map as possible, so they're earning Guardians, I'm earning Guardians, so you're going to see lots of Guardian action in this gameplay. The first tip that I have for you about the Guardian is that you should not underestimate its extreme range. I cannot say this enough. Everybody underestimates the range of the Guardian. They think it only works for a few feet or it only works a little bit on the sides. That's not true. We took this to private match on Studio to test it out, and what you're seeing right now is me running around with the TAC 45, and I had these people stand in place to kind of mark the range of the Guardian. I put it up back there. I'm going to climb on top of the building and look over, and that's the range. If they move any closer from any direction, it's going to start hurting them, and what you may notice is that it's also doing damage on the side. It's not a straightforward ray, but it's a big fat one, kind of like this, a conical shape, and I do admit I may have nerfed the cone a little bit by placing it somewhat close to a choke point. It may actually have a wider shape than this, but still the point is that the Guardian has an extremely wide cone, but it starts at the base a lot like the sentry gun and then spreads out to very, very extreme distances, and you absolutely should not underestimate the Guardian because you can cook people from very, very far away with it. The next tip I have is that the Guardian does not go through walls. I've got two people standing on the other side of the food services booth over here, and you can see the Guardian pointing directly at them where they should be standing. The animation goes through walls, the little specks in the air and the wavy and whatever not, but it doesn't actually do any damage through the wall, and it also won't damage the barrels. You can see the same thing in the bathroom here. I have some people kind of stepping in and out of the way, but what you'll see is they're not constantly being cooked. They're in the bathroom, but as long as they stay around the corner, they're going to live. So if you're facing a Guardian, be sure to go around corners because it doesn't go through walls, and when you're placing them, make sure that you're not placing it near any sort of obstruction. I can do the same here to show you its vertical height with these guys on the other side of the cart. You can see while they're standing, it's kind of hitting them in the head, but when they all go crouch or prone especially, they take no damage, but then when they stand back up, they're all going to start taking damage again. So it does have some verticality to it, so do be aware of that. The Guardian takes 4 hit markers to kill. I'm assuming 25 damage per hit because 4 times 25 is 100. It could be all the way up to maybe 33 damage per hit because that'll still take 4. But 4 hit markers on one uninjured person with the Guardian will kill them. This will take about 2.5 to 3 seconds. It cooks them fairly slowly, but if they're dumb enough to jump down into the range, they will be slowed and have a very difficult time escaping. That's one of the neat things about the Guardian is that a lot of people think they can kind of run into it or dolphin dive past it or escape from it, but it does spread out over range and it slows you while you're in it. You can't sprint, you can only move at about half speed, so you get stuck in there and you can dive very, very quickly. Up next is the health and longevity attributes of the Guardian. If you put it in place and nobody shoots it or damages it or anything, it will last for 4 minutes. This is an entire round of some game or a very, very, very long time in Call of Duty. Having a Guardian in place in 4 minutes might as well be forever. This is extremely long. It's longer than pretty much all of the other kill streaks except for the sentry gun, so do keep that in mind. This is a long-term sort of kill streak, but it's a fairly weak one. It's a little bit weaker than the sentry gun. Easy ways to kill it are with the KSG, especially KSG FMJ. You can punish it in 1 or 2 shots. EMP grenades take it down instantly. C4 does a lot of damage. Semtex usually won't kill it in 1 hit, but 1 Semtex stick and a handful of shots from pretty much any gun will take it down. So it's all very easy to take down. My most recommended way is going to be with the EMP grenade or the KSG shotgun. The KSG actually just shreds through kill streaks in general, and I'm not entirely sure why. And my best recommendation on how to use this is you seal off choke points or lock down objectives. What you want to do is put this on your flag, so anybody that grabs your flag is stuck in place. You can put this by bomb sites and search and destroy so that anytime somebody tries to plant, they get microwaved. Easier than that, maybe domination. You can choke off a certain key area like the middle of the map where everybody wants to rush through, or you can seal off flank routes if you're a sniper. The trick, however, is that you want to put it around corners to avoid direct fire. A lot of people, myself included, I want to smack it down right in the open so it's going to cook absolutely everybody and everybody's going to see it and they'll shoot it in and not at me, but it's not going to live very long. It's not going to be very effective. Everybody's going to know to avoid it. If you put it around a corner where they can't directly grenade it, where they have to go for the bounce grenades or they have to run into it to throw a grenade to hit it or trying to shoot it or wall bang it or something, it's going to be much, much more effective. You want the enemies to have to run into it to be able to hit it, especially if you get 2 Guardians. You can kind of put them back to back and lock down dual areas. Very, very effective that way. Just don't put it out in the open and do put it around corners. Here near the end of the video, I've got a short shout out for my own app. I worked with Brass Monkey to develop a class building app or a class recommendation app. What it's going to do is you build a class and I give you feedback on it based on what's best, and I can give you some recommendations. I give you a rating 1 through 10, various game modes. It basically worked where I rated every single gun on a simple linear scale, every single attachment, half the combos that go together, some of the more common ones, and all the game types that it works with. So you build a class and I tell you if it's good or not. There is a link down there in the description. It's on iOS and I believe it's $1.99. That's all for this episode of In Depth. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you'd like to check out the previous episode on the buff type 25, you can click the box on the left. That'll open in a new window. And if you'd like to check out the next episode, which is going to be on counter classes, how to have classes that counter other classes, you can check that one out when it goes live. As always, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Drifter out.